Oops, just realized I was muted for those online. So we're going to take a moment to center ourselves in our intention of bodhicitta before we begin our practice. So remembering that we are practicing for all sentient beings, not just for ourselves, but to bring all sentient beings to liberation. And then we'll say the 7-line prayer 3 times. Om Organ Yogi Num Jansam Pemage Sardombola Yatsin Chogi Ngorubne Pema Jongne Jesurak Kordu Kandro Mangpokor Ketki Jesu Dak Drupki Jinji Lop Chir Shek Suso Guru Pema City Home Organ Yogi Num Jansam Pemage Sardombola Yatsin Chogi Ngorubne Pema Jongne Jesurak Kordu Kandro Mangpokor Ketki Jesu Dak Drupki Jinji Lop Chir Shek Suso Guru Pema City Home Organ Yogi Num Jansam Pemage Sardombola Yatsin Chogi Ngorubne Pema Jongne Jesurak Kordu Kandro Mangpokor Ketki Jesu Dak Drupki Jinji Lop Chir Shek Suso Guru Pema City Home. In Buddhism, there's if we want to go out in the world and the world's full of sharpness, full of sharp sticks and stones and things, and we don't want to hurt our feet, it would be very difficult for us to cover the whole world with leather. That would be impossible. But what we can do is we can put leather on our own feet, and then we can walk in. Shamatha meditation, kind of meditation calms our reactivity so that no matter what kind of adversity we may face in the world, or there's so much in the world that we can't control, but whatever we are facing, we can control our own mind. We can tame our reactivity. We can practice patience. We can approach the world gently with compassion, no matter what is going on, when we tame our own mind. Mind, which helps us so reactive in the moment, acting out of habit, but to be able to take the opportunity to practice patience, or take the opportunity to practice generosity, or see the possibilities of how we could respond more effectively in any moment. And that spaciousness is also the first step in the development of bodhicitta, the compassionate wish to free all sentient beings from suffering, which is like our biggest superpower. That compassion is it just changes everything, and it allows us to move through obstacles, and it allows us to help others in ways that might seem impossible from where we stand today. So for this practice, all we do is rest our attention on our breath. Make sure that we're sitting in a way, whether you're in a chair or sitting on the floor. And just place your hands in your lap, gently relaxed. Traditionally, we hold one hand in the other with the thumbs touching and place our hands so it's like just below the navel. So your thumbs are just below your belly button. So like resting on your lap, kind of. And check in with your posture. Make sure your spine is straight. Your shoulders are back. Your elbows are out a bit so your rib cage is open. And our eyes are open as well. Our eyes are looking gently downwards, following, you can imagine a line following the bridge of your nose, going down, down, down to the ground. And just find a place along that line where it's comfortable to rest your gaze. And then place the tip of your tongue right behind your front teeth. It's like saying the letter L. And allow yourself to relax completely and breathe normally. Timer. Just settle into your natural rhythm of breathing. And then place a very light attention on your breath. Don't try to control it at all. Just breathe naturally with the most gossamer thin attention on your breath. It's like taking your pulse. You don't put any pressure on it. Just observe it. Your attention is like a feather, gently riding on the surface of your breath. As you meditate, thoughts will come up, and that's okay. When thoughts come up, just let them go like bubbles popping on the surface of a pond. Don't even look to see what they are. Just let them pop. Your meditation is not lost by hearing your thoughts, but by following them down the road. So as soon as you notice yourself following a thought, just drop it and return to your breath. Your attention is like a feather, gently riding on the surface of your breath. All right, it's our little warm-up round. Hello. Having a meditation class, and you're welcome to join us or just enjoy your visit and walk around. Again, to dismiss your thoughts. Hello, welcome. Hello, welcome. We're having a meditation class. You're welcome to join, or you can also just walk around and look around yourself. Yeah. Hello. So we'll try that meditation again. And if it's really difficult for you to dismiss your thoughts, you can also imagine cutting them up with scissors or and throwing them away, or picking them up with tongs and dropping them. But however you dismiss your thoughts, then we just return to the breath again and again. So we'll do that again for a little bit longer. Your attention is like a feather, gently riding on the surface of your breath. So that's our Shamatha meditation. Sometimes we nice quiet environment to meditate. Sometimes there's more activity, but either way, we can meditate, and it's just opportunities. So there's a lot of distractions. Sometimes that can be a real gift because it makes us stronger to practice, to learn to practice through it. So now we'll move on to Tonglen for compassion. Send them happiness. We'll start by, I always want to start with someone easy, someone who we already love or have compassion for. So let's begin by envisioning one or two beings for whom you easily feel compassion. Hello, welcome. You're welcome. We're having a meditation class. You're welcome to join, or you can walk around and look around yourself. Yeah. So we'll begin by so right now we're doing a practice called Tonglen, which is a practice to develop our compassion. And in this practice, we imagine taking on the sufferings of others and sending them our happiness. So we begin by envisioning one or two beings for whom you easily feel compassion, whose suffering particularly touches you. It could be your parents, a sibling, your kids, your pets. It could be someone who, maybe you saw on the news like a child in a war zone and it really touched you. It could be someone like that, but someone for whom you easily feel compassion. And just put yourself in their shoes and contemplate their experience, the sufferings that they are experiencing, and their mind state and the actions they are taking. And if they are, perhaps they're taking actions that will cause them future suffering. Maybe they don't know how to free themselves of suffering. So just consider what their experience must be like. Put yourself in their shoes and give rise to compassion. And cultivate in your heart the fervent wish to relieve their suffering and secure their happiness. Thinking like, if I could take your suffering away, if I could bring you ultimate happiness, that's what I want to do. And bring your attention to your breath and follow the natural rhythm of your breath. As you breathe in, visualize that as you inhale through your nose, you take in all of the causes and conditions of their suffering in the form of black smoke, and imagine they become completely free of misery. And as you breathe out, visualize that you are sending and they are receiving all of your positive and loving qualities, and all conceivable sources of enduring happiness as radiant, pure light, bringing them limitless joy. You might think as you breathe in, may you be free of suffering. And as you breathe out, may you be happy. And then now we're going to change the object of our meditation. We're going to continue with the same breathing exercise, but this time we're going to visualize one or two people for whom you feel intense anger or aversion. Think of one or two people for whom you feel intense anger or aversion. Could be someone you know or someone on the news. And again, just take a moment to put yourself in their shoes, cultivate their suffering, generate compassion for them, contemplate their suffering, and cultivate compassion for them. And cultivate that strong wish to free them of their suffering and bring them happiness. And then bring your attention to your breath. And as you inhale, take in all of the causes and conditions of their suffering in the form of black smoke, and they become completely free of misery. And then as you breathe out, visualize that you are sending and they are receiving all of your positive and loving qualities, all conceivable sources of enduring happiness as radiant, pure light, bringing them limitless joy. And then we expand our visualization out to include all of those beings for whom you have similar feelings of anger and aversion. Continue with the breathing. Breathing in, inhaling all of their suffering in the form of black smoke, and exhaling as you exhale, sending them all of your positive and loving qualities as radiant pure light. Thinking of all beings for whom you have similar feelings of anger and aversion. And if you practice this on your own, then as your meditation deepens, you get used to doing this practice and your heart opens, you can gradually spend more time on this meditation and gradually increase the groups of beings that you're visualizing. You can imagine larger and larger groups of beings until your visualization includes all beings, and your loving kindness embraces all beings throughout all of existence. So then the last meditation that we'll do today is called the Light Expansion Meditation. This was written by Jetsunma Lamo, and this meditation Jet's taught that any pain is due to this illusion of separation, believing that we are separate from each other, separate from all of life. So this reminds us of our inherent oneness. So in our meditation posture, begin. Let us become still. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. Again. Let us center deep within. Center deep within. deep within to the presence of the Absolute. And there is radiance. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to embrace the physical body, and all of the physical body is filled with the presence of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to fill our beings on all dimensions. And all that we are is filled with the radiance of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to fill everyone here, and everyone here on all dimensions is filled with the presence of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to embrace this building, and all of this building is filled with the light of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands. And the government of this nation is filled with the radiance of the Absolute. And the people of this nation are one life, the presence of and expands to embrace planet Earth. All nations and all governments are filled with the presence of the Absolute, and there is peace. And the 8 billion are one life, radiant. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to fill this galaxy. All planets, all stars, and all life forms are within the embrace of the Absolute. The presence of the Absolute increases and expands to embrace the universe. All dimensions and all kingdoms are filled with the presence of the Absolute. And in all the universe, there is only one life. We return our consciousness back to physical form. We continue to embrace all that is and to know union, that we are one. All right, so now, at the end of our practice, we say these dedication prayers. Thank you. So on the back side of this, there are some prayers that are in English. So we'll say those. Basically, whatever virtue that we accomplish through our meditation practices, we don't just keep it for ourselves, but we give it away to all beings. So we'll say these together. Throughout my many lives and until this moment, whatever virtue I have accomplished, including the merit generated by this practice and all that I will ever attain, this I offer for the welfare of sentient beings. May sickness, war, famine, and suffering be decreased for every being, while their wisdom and compassion increase in this and every future life. May I clearly perceive all experiences to be as insubstantial as the dream fabric of the night, and instantly awaken to perceive the pure wisdom display in the arising of every phenomenon. May I quickly attain enlightenment in order to work ceaselessly for the liberation of all sentient beings. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas altogether, whatever kind of motivation you have, kind of omniscience, whatever kind of benevolent power, and whatever kind of immense wisdom you have. Similarly, I, who have come in the same way to benefit beings, pray to attain these qualities. By this effort, may all sentient beings be free of suffering. May their minds be filled with the nectar of virtue. In this way, may all causes and only the light of compassion shine throughout all. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today. Um, Next up, in a few minutes, starting at 12 p.m., we have a practice called Ryo Sangchud, which is the mountain smoke offering practice. You're welcome to stay for that. It's about 20 minutes, and it's a practice that purifies the natural environment, clears obstacles, and really beautiful practice. We also have some events coming up. We have on October 3rd, we have a soiree at our koi ponds. It's like a cocktail evening, a Friday night, and at our koi ponds, it's a fundraiser for the temple. There's flyers out in the foyer and also on our social media for those online. But if you're interested in that, there's a flyer in the foyer. And what else? This week on Wednesday is the anniversary of Jetsuma's enthronement. Jetsuma is the spiritual director and founder of KPC, and it's the 37th anniversary of her enthronement as a lineage holder in the Payal tradition. So we'll be having a special soak that night, a food offering practice, and yeah, welcome to join us for that. And yeah. I think that's all of the announcements I can think of. Thanks.